wanted to jump into this because this is just like cracks me up how crazy they are about this shit. But here's the Majority Report, and they were kind of talking about the DEI thing, where the DEI hire, they're saying it like it's a bad thing, which is weird to me. And they're saying it like she only got the job because she's black. Well, no, she got the job because she's black because we needed a black person to do the job. Right? It's just one of those deals. It's like, if the job requires that, then that's what the job requires. You know, I'm not going to hire, you know, Scarlett Johansson if I need a black guy to play the part. Right? You know, if I'm casting for a movie. I'm just saying. I mean, I guess we could make Scarlett Johansson a black guy, but that's not going to go over as well. Right? I'm just saying. Why go through the hassle? So they're saying it like it's a bad thing. No, she was a DEI hire because she was the most qualified and she had the background to do what needed to be done. You know, I didn't. Honestly, I mean, if that's the case, I mean, if we're talking about, well, gee, you know, you're both equally qualified, but you're a minority woman, and we need to talk to that group and those types of people, and you're a white Asian man who golfs on the weekends, I don't think you're really going to relate to the minority female group very much. I mean, that's just, it's fair. I mean, I'm sorry. But
right?
Anyway, but they have to keep talking about it like it's a bad thing, because every time they say DEI hire, what they're basically saying is, we're using the N-word, we're just not saying it. So here's Sam Cedar and Emma Bitchland, and they're kind of sort of, it's a Larry Kudlow clip again, and he has Congresswoman Tenney on, and she's talking about how we can't say DEI while all she's talking about is DEI. It's freaking hilarious. So we'll jump into that real quick.
Republicans looking up overtly in the dictionary.
Exactly. Here's Representative Claudia Tenney, Republican from New York's 24th District, actually making Larry Kudlow have to give a qualifying statement. The views expressed here are not necessarily held by management. Go ahead.
With Kamala Harris, she has a horrible record. She cackles. It's easy to meme her and make fun of her and have, make some, kind of attacks about her personality. But her real record is abysmal, as you pointed out, whether it's the illegal immigration, the failure to follow through, the fact that, Joe Biden blatantly stated that he hired Kamala Harris because she was basically a diversity, equity, and inclusion hire. He wanted to hire a black woman or a minority woman. But, look, every woman feels that way. You want to make sure that you are not that diversity hire. I know that's how I've always felt when I was the first partner in my law firm, all those things. I was like, but I think Trump needs to be careful here, because we need to really focus on her record. And I think it's important because her record is terrible. She cites...
I would never...
Okay, I want to talk this real quick. So Sam's going to make a comment, but let's talk about her record. Let's focus on her record. She's terrible. And she's a DEI hire. She's a DEI hire, but we need to focus on her record. Her record's terrible. How is it terrible? Well, she's a DEI hire. DEI hire. She's terrible on the border,
but I'm not
going to say hi. Go.
Yeah, DEI hire. We're focusing on her record and saying nothing about her record.
Right. Let's watch another second of this real quick.
Say she's a DEI hire. Some people would
the ministry of Gaza that was coming from Hamas for the casualties and what happened in Gaza the other day, instead of citing with UN, which is not as much more credible but more credible sources. What she is, the bottom line.
Pause it. Hold on. Can we just stop right there? It's like,
okay. Before that, I love it. She's citing the UN, but the UN's not credible? Really?
The UN's not credible.
The UN's not credible.
The UN and the National Enquirer are basically just the same thing.
Same thing. Same thing.
Same diff.
All right, we gotta get this woman is so fucking racist. We gotta get more into this. It's so good.
I was like, but I think Trump needs to be careful here because we need to really focus on her record. And I think it's important because her record is terrible. She cites wrong information, her terrible take on Hamas. She cited the ministry of Gaza that was coming from Hamas for, you know, the casualties and what happened in Gaza the other day.
It wasn't. It was coming from the Palestinian Authority. And furthermore, what does that have to do with her record? The Palestinian Authority said that the death toll's around 30,000 so far that we can count of civilians in Palestine, you know, Gaza. Okay? How is that damaging to her record? She's citing a source. You know, once again, she keeps saying we got to focus on a record, but we never get to a record. She's just like, oh, she cited a source, and I'm saying that source was Hamas. Okay, well, how is that anything to do with the record? I mean,
instead of citing, you know, with UN, and, which is not as much more credible, but more credible, credible sources. What she is, the bottom line to me, Larry, is she's uninformed and she's lazy, and she's just going to go out there and
lazy, the lazy black person trope. There we go.
Try to run this fluff campaign. I think the best attack on her is going to go at her on substance because she doesn't have any.
No, I agree.
You scratch the surface with her, you get more surface.
No, I agree. Look, I don't know if she herself was a so-called DEI pick as Veep. I don't know that. I have not said that, and I'm not going to say that. I do know that in addition to all of her economic mistakes and open border mistakes and foreign policy mistakes, I do know that she is a supporter of DEI across the board. And
I agree. We need to focus on her record, and she's bad on the border, she's bad on this and that. I don't know how or why, I can't say. And I'm not saying she's a DEI hire. I would never say that. I am not saying that. I would never say that. But she supports DEI. Which is bad. But I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm not saying that.
Literally insane, man.
I'm not racist, but...
Yeah.
Oh, God. Larry Kudlow is so stupid. Oh, I'm going to miss him. when he goes. In the best way possible.